Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So we have another review for you on some tech stuff. This is the Rankie. Did somebody cut the cheese? Cable and adapter. Okay, Rankie, get it? It's a joke. Anyways, all right. So I got this yesterday from Value Village of all places, and it was brand new, factory sealed for $5. Can't really complain. It's $14 on Amazon, so hey, why not? Anyhow, now this is Canadian dollars, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, there are probably close to 500 one-star reviews on this thing, so there's obviously a lot of people up there that have had some bad experiences with it, rightly so. And there are people up there who put them on unsupported computers and have had issues. I think that people need to learn to read. Also, there are some people up there that had said the product like this should have at least a 1-year warranty. Well, it does. In fact, you can register for a limited lifetime warranty as well to further extend far beyond that 1 year. And Amazon, of course, has their little thing on their site here we're gonna cut to in a second, that's gonna tell you what their options are for you with this when you purchase it. So, without further ado, let's go to Amazon website, shall we? All right, so highlighted for you Mac people out there like myself, compatible with MacBook Air, MacBook Pro before 2016. iMac before 2017. Mac Mini and Mac Pro also in that category. So either way, you got to be below a 2016 when it comes to a MacBook. When it comes to a desktop system like your Mac Mini, Mac Pro, and iMac, it has to be below a 2017 model, or you could experience some issues. Or you might actually get lucky and it might actually work properly. You never know. It's a kind of a catch-22, but generally when I'm searching out equipment for a Mac or whatever, I go within the specifications. I don't like to take unnecessary risks with money, especially if I'm buying something that's expensive. But even buying something cheap, I still like to be able to buy something that's definitely going to work for my equipment. It's usually a good idea. So for Microsoft people, this thing works on the Surface Pro, the Pro 2, the Pro 3, the Pro 4, the Surface 3, but not the original Surface or the Surface 2. Surface Book, Lenovo, ThinkPad, and more. Okay, does audio and video, of course. However, your screen has to be able to re-loop and transmit through an output jack the HDMI audio, okay, or have built-in speakers, or both. Depending which way you want to go. Your TV, of course, will be automatic. You plug into an HDMI port. You will still have to tell the computer to put the audio signal through the TV, not through your computer at that point. Okay, so that's another thing to consider. So desktop users, by the way, if you do have a mini display port on a desktop, yeah, you would have to be able to do that. And of course, iMac people, yeah, you got that port, don't you? Usually a couple of them. And whether it be Thunderbolt or DisplayPort, plug it in, away you go, but you're going to have to tell it to send the audio out through different than your internal speakers on your iMac. So, if you want to. If not, well then, do what you want. Anyway, you get the idea. Not everything is 100% automated. One guy actually complained that he plugged it in and he didn't get anything on the screen. Well, I guess the bloke didn't think about going into the settings menu on his external screen and switching it over to HDMI. Hello, not everything is automated. My 31.5-inch LG display is fully automated, okay? It still won't switch my computer over. I still have to tell the computer to switch the audio to the screen so I can output my speakers to the back of my screen and do it that way, or go to a sound system. But as far as the video signal goes, it's fully automated. It's just plug, go, and it'll actually sense an incoming connection. Like even right now doing this screenshot, if I turn on my MacBook Pro, I'll get a thing up on the screen saying, hey, new signal coming in. You want to use it? Yes or no? And I would say either one or the other, right? Now, my LG 27-inch display is not fully automated in that sense. So it doesn't know any better. It's whatever setting I last left that screen on, that's what it's going to work with until I manually switch that screen over. My Mac cannot push a signal and make it go auto because the screen does not have automatic sensing. So there you go. For those who have complained, that was your solutions for you. So take the 1-star reviews with a grain of salt, same as 2 and 3. I concentrate more on the 4s and 5s because they seem to be the people that actually have a lot better luck in life and know how to use equipment right. And they're also smart enough to pull that plastic coating off the connectors at both ends. If you don't, you will overheat this unit and it will cook. Okay? I've done a lot of experimenting with technology over the years because I don't believe everything people tell me, so I try my stuff myself too. Because then this way I learn firsthand, you know. Um, and I can tell you that with this connector, if you do not pull off that plastic protective coating, it will get extremely hot. Whereas if you do pull it off, it won't get that hot, right, when it's under load. And when your computer goes to sleep, in sleep mode, it cuts the signal off to the connector. So the connector can just cool down and go ice cold because there's no signal. But as soon as you bring it up out of sleep again, within a couple of minutes, it's warm to the touch again. And it should be warm to the touch. That's just normal things for electronic components. There's electrical current going through. It's going to warm up stuff, and that's the way it is. But you don't want that plastic coating on there to make things really hot, because the plastic coating is kind of like you go to bed at night, you sleep with the covers on or off. Well, if they're off, you're going to stay cooler, obviously, right? If they're on you, you're going to be a lot warmer and cozier. Well, the same goes for these plastic coatings. It's like going to bed, It's got no covering, it's going to run cooler. You leave that covering on there, it's going to run awful darn hot, and that causes premature breakdown of electronics. Okay, it happens. It's part of the course. This is why you remove that stuff when you get a brand new piece of tech. You always remove those plastics. I mean, well, anyway, whatever. So let's cut back over to the camera and we'll go to the MacBook Pro behind us that's currently running this adapter, and I'll show you the adapter in real life and you can go from there with this, okay? Okay, so here's the Rankie adapter. Who cut the cheese? All right, let's hook it up and see what happens. I've been doing a lot of testing on this thing and I like it, okay? Not just because I paid $5 for it, but I actually like it. Plug it in the Mac. That's it. Main screen, extended screen. And we go into preferences, we go into displays, and go to arrangement, and we want to mirror them. And when we mirror, we take a cut in resolution on the height, top and bottom on our internal display, because we want the best picture quality possible to go to our external on the mirroring. Okay, and we will get the best quality picture as well, not mirroring, because we're not trying to shove all of this on 2 screens at once. We're dividing a signal as a pathway for extending, which doesn't use up hardly any horsepower at all, so it's still able to give a really awesome picture. But you do take a cut in the internal display when you're mirroring, so that's kind of a given. And of course, we take it off mirroring, and we have a great display on both sides of the fence. So now if we want to, we can go fire up a program like GarageBand. La 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 la. And we can go slam that over here. So now we can work on something on GarageBand on our external screen, or we can also work on something there and then work on something here, and do things at the same time. So I can edit a video while having this do whatever, or vice versa, whatever I want to do. Go play a video game and have Facebook running in the background. I've done that lots of times too. But either way, the connector works fine. It does get warm to the touch, like as it should. Okay, even after several hours of use. I've been running this adapter since, well, solid since about 7 o'clock this morning, and it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Holy cow. It's taken me a while to cut this video for you guys, because you guys know I don't do scripts or any of that sort of thing, and I'm trying to get a lot of information in a short amount of time as I can. But either way, the adapter works as it's supposed to. All the computers in my house for Mac systems are all within the rated spec year and model range, okay? So I'm not outside of the classification of the year. So, like MacBooks, for instance, there was a couple of reviews where they're using it on a 2017 MacBook, and the one person, they got great picture but no audio. Well, they forgot to switch their audio over. Okay, I mean, the video will switch over because, as long as you're on HDMI as your input on your screen, that is, already, then as soon as you plug it in, boom, boom, there you go, you got a picture, just like we did. Okay, but your audio is something different. Your audio won't always auto switch. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It kind of depends on what version of the operating system you're running on a Mac, whether it'll do it or not. Some will, others won't do it, and same with the AutoSense thing. I mean, if you're last using the D-sub connector on your screen and you plugged in an HDMI, because I don't know if you could see it or not, but I have a Macintosh G4 tower down here that is going DVI out to D-sub input on the back of the same big screen. And then, of course, I have one other port, which is HDMI. So I have to manually switch between the ports because there's no AutoSense technology in the screen to switch from one to the other and say, do you want to use this one instead? Whereas my 31.5-inch LG 2K display does have full auto-sensing technology. So it's as simple as I can turn on my Mac laptop beside me that runs GarageBand now, and the screen will come up on my LG here that I'm sitting in front of, and it'll say, hey, new device attached, man, you want to use it? Sure. Or, nope, leave it alone. I don't want to do that right now. Too busy. Cutting a video. But yeah, you get the idea how it all works, right? But take the poorer reviews with a grain of salt. Concentrate more on 4-star reviews. The 5 stars, read them, but just keep in mind, there's nothing that's perfect in this world. So I hate reading 5-star reviews. Some of them actually make me cringe because they're like, oh, it's so perfect and wonderful. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, seriously? And I'm shaking my head going, why, Lord, why? Because some of them are just like worse than little kids at Christmas, right? And I mean, we all do that even as an adult. You should have seen me when I got my iPhone 12 mini. I was like, peeling that protective covering off the screen, and it better be for all that money. So I do the same thing. I'm no different, right? But when it comes to doing reviews and stuff, and when it comes to real life, I'm not like that. I'm a serious person, and I tell it how it is. So, rest assured, it's a $14 adapter. Will it last you forever? No. Will it last you a year? Probably. Might last you 6 months. It depends on how you use it and abuse it. That's the thing, right? Depends on whether or not you remove that plastic coating. If you don't remove the plastic coating, it might not even last you a week. So, because that becomes an insulator blanket that amplifies the heat that's already there. So take off the plastic, all right? And you should be okay. Not guaranteed, but should be. And it doesn't mean you still can't get defects either. Defects do happen. And sometimes, yes, we get a number of them. It's a mass production society, guys. So you have to be able to deal with that fact as well, that there can be a lot of defects. One guy on Amazon, now this one I really thought was kind of cool in a sense, but another, I kind of felt bad for him. But somebody had bought the same adapter. Obviously, they bought it, they abused it, did something to it. But then, of course, it goes back probably. They didn't remove the plastic from anything. You can tell they've been pretty banged up, and that doesn't happen if it's in the box, because that kind of damage to even the plastic wrap that's around those things, you would have to really kill the box. And he only shows the top portion of the box that looks like it got stepped on. type of thing. So everything else is down here protected, right? And even shaking the daylights out of it, that protective coating protects it so that it looks pretty for when you remove it as the new owner, because you just bought it. It's brand new and shiny and nice. And his protective coating was still on there. But he also got a DOA at the same time. So we kind of figured somebody put it back into bin B instead of into bin A. Bin A means garbage, right? And they resold it. So he got stung with it. So that would be worth being upset about. But he also made the comment about Wish. This stuff belongs on Wish.com like this, not Amazon.com. It's like, you know what? There's a lot of stuff that don't belong on any friggin' website. That's for darn sure. But we still tolerate it anyways because we kind of have to. And some stuff actually is good. Some stuff is junk. But also how you have the knowledge on using stuff makes a difference in whether or not you'll have a good experience or a bad experience with technologies. Anyways, that's what I got for you. That's how I'm wrapping it up. So for now, I'm going to give this thing a solid 4 out of 5. And yes, I think it's worth $14 brand new, even though I only paid $5 for mine at a secondhand shop. So on that note, I will revisit this after I have done a lot of meantime running. I'm going to let this thing really try and just self-destruct itself. Because from natural sitting, we've heard, you know, in a couple of days or a week or a month, it's just boof. So we're going to test that theory. But I can't test it with the coating on because I took it off. So we're going to test it with the coating off. Because from the sounds of things, everybody left that coating on there, and that's why they went poof, poof, poof within a couple weeks or a month or less, or in 6 months, right? Kind of depends on how much you're using it during the day too. And when I do mean time, I do mean time. So you're going run, period. And I ain't shutting off the computer, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. See ya.